I think there's too many risks around June.
Brexit
the week after. So I think if anything before September or December, then July.
So how's this going to go down, though? This is the second rate hike in a first cycle. They do it. There's been so much debate about it, right? And they don't have a press conference. They don't talk about it. How's that going to work?
Well, it can be done. We all know that. I think that the risk with the June one is the Brexit, but it's also another thing not to forget is we're already seeing now the dollar strengthening ahead of this, and the strength of the dollar is a problem. So it can actually, the more expectations we see translated into dollar strength might actually make them wait in the end. Probably not that alone, but other things around it. I think dollar strength is an issue as well. Yellen said that in March, and I think that's a game changer.
Okay.
Okay, if that is in fact the case, then how much do you think at the moment this is influencing the BOJ and what they're thinking? Because, we've been talking about this a lot over the last couple of days because this market pricing when it comes to the Fed has changed so dramatically and so drastically. And we've had some experts on the program here who said to us so much of what the BOJ is going to do is depending on the Fed.
Nico Crow is probably going, hey, great, why don't we just wait for the Fed?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, everything is connected. I think there's pressure from the government for the BOJ to act. BOJ are worried, I think, from last time where that kind of backfired if you look at the currency. So there's a lot of considerations to take into place. If they knew it was going to work, if they wait, they would definitely prefer to wait.
Now, Jeffrey Gundlach, we were talking about this earlier on this morning. When it came to the US market outlook, he said that the US stock market is dead money, but he was also talking about the Federal Reserve and what's expected there. And he basically says, I feel like we're back in December. Everyone thinks that there is a super secret, that Fed officials have this knowledge that the economy is really good. He said nobody else matters at the Fed except for Yellen.
Well, I think Yellen is so important on her own. I think that's really important. I think the hawkish Fed speakers we've heard the last couple of days are both non-voters. And let's not forget, they were also pretty hawkish around March.
But Bullard is a voter this year.
Bullard, yes,
yeah.
But the two others, Harker and Williams.
Yeah.
I didn't hear your Bullard interview this morning, unfortunately. I was busy.
You can catch it online on CNBC.com.
We can't sit and watch TV all day,
When it's important.
Of course.
Now, we also heard on this front, when it comes to the Fed and what's expected there, a fairly outspoken voice, you'd have to say. Wouldn't you call Sam Zell fairly outspoken?
Got something to say. Yeah.
Take a listen in.
Old Sam Zell.
When you talk about interest rates being close to zero now for a long period of time, I'm very concerned about the fact that we have desensitized our business community and people generally to the cost of capital. And we know that the cost of capital ain't free. So every time you defer facing up to the cost of capital, it's going to catch up to you.
Okay, it's going to come back and bite you in the rear is what he's referring to, right? When they finally figure out a way to normalize and get things back and get everybody weaned off all this artificial sweetener here that's known as free money. In your mind, what is the worst possible outcome? What is the worst possible way this could turn around and bite everybody in the back?
I don't like to think of the worst possible way. I think there are many. It's the uncertainty. That's the uncertainty, and the timing is the big risk, I think. I mean, previously everyone was talking about the risk of moving too soon. Now the risk is actually, can you afford, to move before these Brexit uncertainty? Then you have the election, and then if they don't, and the economy just keeps picking up, is it then too late? Is it going to run away? But there's so many unknowns around us because we've never been in this situation before. We never, this whole exit strategy of the easy money is a big unknown.
Let's just say it. I mean, the biggest risk has to be bubbles, asset bubbles, right?
Yes.
In the least likely places.
Yes, well, yeah, because they don't explode if they are too likely. Then you can probably, you can handle it. But there are risks of big asset bubbles out there. I'm sure there is.
So we've been talking a lot about property down Oz way.
Yeah, Australia.
Right? Mm-hmm. More likely than not, RBA is going to have to go down on rates because the economy needs it. Yet, the property market is already in sort of a bubble-ish stage. Yeah. And if the RBA is going to be going down, unless administrative measures come in, look, more down in cash or whatever.
More negative gearing, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you're already talking about it. Yeah. They've been aware of this risk for a long time, and they have. The RBA have been talking about the potential property bubble for years now. And yeah, they may have to do some other measures to try and curb that at the same time as they try and stimulate the economy. They are not one of the unknowns. That's the thing. It's all the unknowns that are the big risk.